Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we back again. Listen, it took a little time off again. Life, kids, alcohol, people turning 40, people are 40. Like, man, listen, shit happens. All right, we back. We're gonna be more consistent. I know I just said that shit before, but we're going to be more consistent. But as of right now, fuck all the excuses. I'm dropping F-bombs early. Welcome to What's Good America. I am that 39.95-year-old chocolate Adonis himself, C. Turner, and I'm here live in the suites of Denver right now, doing none of your damn business. And I have the pleasure, dare I say, I have the utmost humble esteem, privilege to introduce the father of two, the man who has the most diverse household on this podcast, James Big Game, Daddy of Two, number 6, Walton the third. What's going on, big dog?
Hey, what's good, America? Listen, let's just call it what it is, Chris Turner. Um, I should have started this shit like 15 years sooner, bro. This shit is brutal.
Yeah,
I should have been a little bit more proactive, you know.
I mean, you waited.
Maybe had a little bit too much one from age, 18 to 36. Maybe somewhere in the middle should have probably did like my college teammates, but
I mean, let's be honest. If you would start a little bit sooner, you would probably be about halfway done right now.
I mean, just
Like,
ready to roll, man. Like, hey, what do we really need to be doing? And the funny part is, to me, this podcast would still exist. Like, this shit was a collision course happening for us, no matter what. But all joking aside, man, you know, I remember all those times, dude, when I'd be like, oh man, Chris couldn't get on because Zoe had this or ours was out of town for that. America and men that are watching, I'm gonna give you the best advice in the world. My house is very peaceful. Because you know what I do when I come home, America? Whatever my wife needs to do so she can go take a nap. Been a peaceful house. You'd never thought you'd hear that from a guy with 2 infant children. My wife goes, I'm gonna lay down. Hey, I got it. That means I can't hit the range. Cool. That means I gotta wait till about 5 o'clock to have my little evening sip, whatever. If I gotta get on the grill and make dinner. So I'm just gonna open up with advice before we start talking about what's going on and what's really good in America. That's the best thing maybe that should have been my give me a minute. If you got infant children, America, and I know I got a couple friends that have either just had them. I know a very good friend of the show, he and his wife are expecting. I'm going to tell you right now, make sure she gets them naps. It'll be a happy ass house if she gets the naps in the first 0 to 6 months, bro.
I'm gonna give you some better advice. You should have did this shit 10 years ago. You should have did this shit 10 years ago.
Look at me, man. I got on. Look, this is what you know. I got on my Christmas pants. You know what I'm saying? This is where we at, America. I got
in
Christmas
full
pants on.
dad mode right now, bro. Like, I got to be honest with you. I'm just telling you, like, you got to get at that age where y'all go on somewhere. Go watch TV. Like, I'm going.
Thanks. You see it. It's still a party up top. Everybody knows this sweatshirt, especially in Montana. This was sweatshirt of the year, most of the years. But we got the Christmas onesie pants on the bottom. Like that's life, man. That's life. So I mean, what's it been, man? It's been at least what, month and a half? I mean, was our last show before the Rumble?
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't tell if we did. Oh, we did the Super Bowl.
We did do a Super Bowl.
Yep, because you picked Kansas City. We need to clip that clip and remind people
that you can't bet it Mahomes, man.
Hey, we gonna get it right. We gonna get it right. So, I mean, you over there in the Mile High. I'm over here in the Bay, man.
I'm sober too, which I don't really appreciate. I'm in the Mile High and I'm sober.
I'll take care of that for you.
Everything. Thank you. Oh man, we're just gonna go round robin with it, man. We're gonna try to cover a lot of things in this short time that we got with you. We're gonna be with you about an hour. Yeah, about an hour. We're gonna try to in that window of an hour. But we're gonna roll off into it, man. Wrestling right now, I feel like is in a damn good spot. And I want to say that now that the old man is going through what he's going through, which is a self-inflicted wound,
Yeah.
Wrestling's pretty, like Triple H, Paul's got it going in the right direction. This bloodline shit, like I thought was really dying out, and I really thought, like, all right, well, they got The Rock coming in, and they're gonna go one direction with it, and then like they heard the fans and they heard the disgust, and they switched it pretty much mid play. Like they hit
Mhm.
them with a hot route, and like okay, they are not liking this Roman and Rock thing. Okay, I give you something different. And they gave you something that you honestly didn't know that you really wanted. And it could have so many twists in it that you could have you could have two heel turns quickly, like real quick in a tag team match with Seth and Cody, with Rock and Roman. Like there's too many things that they're saying in these promos that can be taken too many different ways.
Mhm.
Because with the Rock throwing up the one, but he's throwing it up with the finger out, but then like he's saying, "I'm never going to let you be successful," but he's looking at Roman, but he's talking about Cody, but then Seth is known for like stabbing people in the back. Like it's too many things happening that it can be taken too many different ways, and that's why wrestling right now is in the best spot that it's been in. And I'm not talking about AEW because I think the luster around AEW is starting to fade, even though I don't know if those of y'all who watched it, and I'm pretty sure you probably didn't watch it. They did just sign. What's her name now?
Mercedes Monet.
Thank you, Mercedes Monet. She made her debut tonight, which I feel like is a last ditch effort right there with her. But it is what it is. But WWE is in its bag right now, and I can't be mad at it.
Well, I'm glad we started with this because, you know, I've got some thoughts and I've been very, very, very keen to listening to, some of the smartest people that love, the business the way that we do. Sometimes it makes me think maybe we should just start a wrestling podcast ourselves. Because I think we'd be hilarious.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
and also get a chance to talk to some of our heroes. What I wouldn't give to be able to talk to Bully Ray and talk to Mark Henry, especially Mark Henry. I mean, Mark Henry would be. I mean, Mark Henry, I feel like is a distant cousin of yours because y'all both just strong for
I'm
no
not
damn.
mad if he was. I'm not mad if he was.
You know, y'all both the heavyweight champion of the world. You know what I mean? So, and the big goal looked good on heel Mark Henry, but
Yeah.
this is one thing that I've really noticed in how everybody's really handled everything since The Rock made that head of the table comment and they did what they did. And I'm going to be the only person to say this, and I hope that this somehow goes viral. Um, I don't think the wrestling world. I'm gonna attack this from two ways because I want to talk about the two guys to me up top that are making this happen. I'm gonna start with The Rock first. And it's amazing to me how I've heard, well, The Rock's coming in now. He's ruining this. He's so selfish. And I don't think people really need to go look at the history of The Rock and what he has done in regards to how he's handled himself from 1997 to that 2000 to about 2003, that run he had before he took off, and then came back in '04 for that WrestleMania and how he handled that.
Yep.
And then what he did for John Cena at the end. This dude is without a doubt the most unselfish, bona fide Mount Rushmore guy in the history of the business.
Yeah.
Everybody here is talking about always ruining Cody's thing or whatever.
No, he's
This is
not.
a guy that stays so attached to the pulse. You don't think he texts Trips daily, even before the merger stuff? Like, you don't think they've been in conversation? And I want to get back to the riots. I can tell my alcohol's already working. Listen, I want everybody to understand how many times this guy has headlined WrestleMania and has never walked out a champion.
Because he doesn't have to.
That's unselfish. 4 times he's been in heavyweight championship matches for the biggest, most important belt in the company. And every time he was pinned. He was pinned in 15. He was pinned in 16 in the Fatal 4-Way. Austin turned pinned him in 17, and then John Cena pinned him in WrestleMania 28. That guy never won a title on the biggest stage. And I think that's the first thing when everybody's talking about The Rock and how dare he ruin Cody's stuff. It's like, wait a minute. I think you need to give him a lot more credit. I think he understood exactly what was going to happen when he made that announcement. Maybe not to the effect of, man, they really booed me, but you don't think in his mind, he's like, and as long as he's known Cody Rhodes, which is essentially all of Cody Rhodes' life.
All of the Cody Rhodes' life.
You don't think he didn't go, man, if we do this, like, it's going to give me a chance. I got two choices. I can either John Cena through this, or I get to have some fun. And now the fact that, well, if he joined the board, he knew what was happening with Vince before it was happening.
Yeah, it wasn't a secret. And for the bigger guys in this company, it wasn't a secret anyway. They were just waiting for him to get caught, essentially.
He has essentially stepped into, so maybe I get to be the universal bad guy. But I'm so funny that I'm going to get cheered anyway. So I want to start there. So everybody in wrestling world, stop calling The Rock selfish.
No, not at all.
It's the most giving superstar. Ask Hurricane Helms how he feels about The Rock.
There's a hurricane coming.
This dude has gone over. Ask Goldberg. Ask Brock Lesnar. Ask Cena.
Oh God!
Come on, man. This is probably the most giving superstar in the history of the business. So I want to start there. And then the other guy that deserves all the credit. Everybody keeps going, well, they made a change. You don't think Trips hasn't had, like, it's like you're not giving Triple H enough credit. That's what I feel when I hear all the smart people in wrestling talk about, well, they did this and it backfired.
No.
Or did Triple H know exactly what he has? And it's like, well, if we actually can get this guy for this, and then the way it just timed out and worked out, like, you can't tell me he wasn't like, dude, if we do this, this is what's going to happen. And I think we can find some ways around it. And then when you get The Rock, who do you get? You get arguably the greatest writer in the history of the company to come back. You get Gerhertz back. And everybody loves Brian. All the guys that are involved in this have known Brian. Brian was still working there when all these guys were still starting to make the run. Seth,
yeah,
and Roman, Cody was there. Cody's known Gertz for a long time because he was the head writer for like
he was a kid,
15, 16 years. So it's like guys, like by trying to do all this, as smart fans and even some of the guys that are not necessarily associated with WWE anymore to do all this and they pivot. It's like you're not giving Trips the credit he deserves. You don't think Trips knew how invested everybody is in Cody. He listened the way that they cheered when Punk and Cody had their promo. Mm-hmm. He heard that. He's fucking there. He knows what he has. And The Rock knows, well, this is the guy that has already dabbled in the movies. He's been in Hollywood a little bit. This is the guy. He can be the face because Roman's gone, and Roman's going to Hollywood, rightfully so. I think he's got a great career set up for him. Him and Momoa doing Samoan SWAT team movies together.
Jesus, what is wrong with you?
Jason Momoa and Roman Reigns in a buddy cop movie?
I would watch that every day and twice.
Come on, man. They spearing everybody.
I was
throwing Aquaman tridents at people. Come on now.
I wouldn't admit it, but I would watch that every day, first of all.
And, that's what I want to say about wrestling right now is we as fans, we are in this moment, and just imagine if CM Punk hadn't got hurt, what this really could have turned into.
And here's the thing. Let me throw into that. Like, there's a couple things you can throw in. Yes, CM Punk is actually hurt, but you don't know how long he's actually out because that whole "I'm out for a year" thing is always something that they say and that's written. So that way you're never expecting when they come back. So no, I'm not saying that he's going to come back at WrestleMania. No, but him popping in SummerSlam is something that could happen. Like,
That's
cause
not
you
what I would do. Do you know what I would do?
what?
Rumble.
I don't blame you.
I wouldn't even let him be visible for a year.
But let me throw this at you.
I wouldn't let him. And Rumble, he shows up, that place will pop crazy because it's like, oh man, he's gone. We're
Yep.
never going to see him again. He comes out 30, or if he comes out 25. And then you get Punk, whoever the champion is. And then this is the other thing, the beauty that's happened for everybody too is the Drew McIntyre of it all
Oh God.
has been phenomenal because of it. So this is what they have working for. And the things that I've read is The Rock's gonna hang around. Like he's made man. Like he's like now that he's on the board,
Yeah, he's there
he's picking and choosing his movies even more carefully now.
as he should.
So when he dips away, he can dip away. So we're gonna see WrestleMania is gonna be incredible. I almost wish I had the money to go to Philadelphia
Oh
and
man, it's
and night two and be there for it.
that would be it.
The
That would be a hell of
Philadelphia
a
event.
birthday gift if any of the real Americans want to send us to WrestleMania. It's
And
our birthday, so like I'm just saying, any of
in
the
that crowd too, that hot ass crowd,
just putting
that's
that
the
out there.
crowd you want to be in. I'm chanting whatever Philly chants. I'm not doing my own agenda. What's Philly feel like chanting? Who we booing and who we cheering?
But no, let me throw this at you. Um, and this is for like the future of the WWE too. We all know that there is 1,000 cousins in this family. Like we all know. But there's two younger cousins who have not even are who have destroyed the indies to the point where I'm watching their indie matches on YouTube. And what has the potential of happening is these two younger cousins who like all these fuckers look alike. I don't mean that in a racist way. I don't mean that in any kind of way, but it's the truth. Like all of them kind of look alike.
Oh, that bloodline is strong, man.
If these two come
No
in,
pun intended. No pun intended. That hey,
and I can't think of their names because I've seen you the memes like
the
4 or 5 times.
Noah, if the Noah family, but I know one is Jacob.
One is
Jacob's the one
Jacob,
that
Jacob
Jacob's
Fatu.
he's with Booker right now. That's the one that
Yeah. Well, no, he just finished up with Booker. And
yeah.
there's the other one who just finished up with Major League Wrestling. They were a tag team and like they didn't resign.
I feel
What
like that's Tama, isn't that Tama Tonga, isn't he?
Well, no, they already
Cousin
signed the
too?
Tonga. They signed the Tonga kid already.
Okay.
What if Jay decides, you know what? I'm gonna get a little get back. If I start losing in this WrestleMania match, let's NWO this thing. Let's have the Wolfpack. Let's have the regular NWO. Let's have Jay's bloodline, and he has the younger cousins with him, and they jump Jimmy just because. And they come out with black and white bloodline shirts, or Jay's bloodline, or the other bloodline. And now with SummerSlam, you have two different factions of the bloodline, just like you had with NWO, because regardless of what people think, the wrestling is just a big circle. All right. And the NWO faction hasn't been duplicated yet, but it can be with the amount of cousins that are in this damn family.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can have the bloodline with The Rock, Solo, Roman, Jimmy, but then you can have Jay, the other two cousins, and
Mm-hmm.
then Tonga come out with it. And like, all right, since y'all don't want to leave me alone, let's go at it. Let's have war games. Let's have Survivor Series. Like, how long this can actually go, especially with the people who are coming back in that writing room. It's ridiculous because you can introduce new characters anytime you feel like it. You can draw in Naya anytime you feel like it. You could draw in Naomi anytime you feel like it. You can
Mm-hmm.
draw in Tamina anytime you feel like it. There's too many ways you can go with this bloodline story for them to just say, oh, well, WrestleMania, that's it.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's in great hands. They're doing numbers they haven't done in years.
Yeah.
You got a guy when you got a guy that means everything to the business and it's financial success, and now he's on your board and he's collaborating with a guy that's meant everything to us and our entire childhood is wrapped around Paul Levesque, bro. Like, if you
Yeah.
really think about it, I mean, I'm
One
talking
way, one way or another. Yeah.
back to watching him when he was super mid card as terrorizing on WCW. Like, this dude has been with us.
When he had the shitty British accent.
Yeah. Like, so, like, they're in good hands, man. And they're in hands of guys that just want to, they got everything they needed out of it. And now they want to pay it for it and pay it to the fans. And I'm going to leave it at that, man, because this will turn into a completely wrestling show. And
So, with you saying that, let me go ahead and pivot to the fans now. Let me go ahead and pivot to the fans. Does basketball still matter? NBA attendance is down. Does the regular season still matter to the fans? And I don't mean just the casual fans. I mean just like diehard guys. Like, does it still matter? Because
well,
to me, the regular season died about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even more than that.
well, I think they're in a transition, Chris. And I think the reality of it is this. Um, you got a lot of stars, but the stars aren't household names.
No, I agree.
So
That's a beautiful take.
your household names are on teams that are on play-in playoff teams right now. So Steph Curry, play-in playoff team.
LeBron.
LeBron James, play-in playoff team. End of
Shit.
conversation. So I think that those are really your needle movers, and they're not really in contention. Um, Due to the fact Kevin Durant hasn't been in a meaningful conference finals or championship game in 5 years. And the Phoenix thing, they just can't stay healthy. They haven't been able to really galvanize anything there.
None of it.
Um, you know, Boston's Boston. I mean, Boston's the best team in the league record wise, but they have no titles. Like Jason Tatum
Nobody gives a damn.
taking the step. Giannis is an MVP and a champion, but he plays in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
The only thing they're talking about in Milwaukee is Aaron Rodgers is dating the owner's daughter, and there's a 12-year age gap. I'm serious. I mean, Damian Lillard's playing there, and nobody cares.
At all.
You know what I mean? I think a top 5 story coming to the league was Emo Jimmy.
So, I love that. Don't get me wrong. I love basketball. Basketball was my first love, and essentially I grew out of it. But like, I love basketball, but it is nauseating to watch the game now. Like, not because it's more European, which it is, but it doesn't seem fun like it used to. Like, and I get it. Like, sports have changed, athletes have changed. It's a business. You got to make sure your brand is right. But the only person I see out there who day in and day out looks like they're having fun, but at the same time will bust your ass for a hot 50 if you kind of poke that bear, is the kid Anthony Edwards.
I mean, he's got the chance. And look what market he's in. So I think a lot of it is just bad timing. You got guys that are not, but then and then here's the issue with Ant, who I do love. And when he says the things he says about the All-Star game, like,
Yeah.
when your guy is saying that about the All-Star game, but he's going to be your face, that's no good. Like, I don't think they really understand as much as they want to talk about Jordan, LeBron, and everything. I don't think they really studied Michael Jordan the way somebody like me studied Michael Jordan. And I can't I can't compare what we did or how I was in our little bullshit league that we played in. But I did know that I was a face and how I handled myself when I played. And you saw how I handled myself when I played. You
Yeah,
know why? Because you were with me every Friday moving forward. It was a brand. And how did we handle that? Yeah.
exactly.
And that's what the young player doesn't understand. They understand the brand of me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not bigging up or doing things that enhance the league or make people want to come watch, or, players sitting out, the rest, the traveling, the beauties of the things that parents remembered. And now, watching the Bulls for me it wasn't like it was a rite of passage with my parents, but it was something I did. And my mom stopped watching basketball in 1998. Like, what parents are like, oh, we watch this team because you see that in football, you see it in college football.
Mm-hmm.
I still think you see it enough in baseball because there's still enough lore, and you've seen some beautiful things even through the foolishness. You got the Cubs in 2016 happening, and you got Dusty Baker. Even though it was crazy, Dusty got his title after 30 years of chasing it as a manager. There's no allure to the NBA.
No,
Like, the only allure is that, oh man, Steph Curry's one of the best players in the league and he can't dunk, which he can, which
he
he
can.
can, but he doesn't.
Right,
So I don't know, man. And besides the fact, Chris, next week's March Madness. Like that's
right, right.
as I like to call it, Wayne's J Christmas. So, I think it's a good question. Let me pivot out of the sports arena for a minute to
Please.
go to what our emblem says. Can you believe that girl on Love Is Blind says she looked like Megan Fox?
And that girl looked like Optimus Prime. Like there is nothing Megan Fox. She looks like a fox. Like there's the, all right. So I
First
will,
and foremost, Optimus Prime is a good-looking Autobot, so let's not go too far.
but it's still a machine. So she looks like a car in the face. I'm
She
sorry.
listen. First of all, she is not. She's attractive, but it's not.
You're not attractive when you're in comparison to Megan Fox, and especially like and here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you think of Megan Fox, you don't think of Machine Gun Kelly Megan Fox. No, no, no. Everybody goes to the same Megan Fox, and that's Transformers Megan Fox
I
because
actually do think about them as Prime when you say Megan Fox.
exactly like
I mean, real talk.
you
But
go to the hottest version of Megan Fox. You don't go to this emo version of her now. No, you go back to the one where you're looking like, how the hell did Shia LaBeouf get Megan Fox? Yes, I know it's a movie, but at the end of the day, like, come on, man, like that shot, the kid from Holes, this kid, he got hurt.
from
Like, come on.
you're hilarious, bro.
But yeah, that's the version of Megan Fox everybody goes to. So it's like when you say you look like Megan Fox, that's the version that everybody's going to compare her to. And
Yeah.
if you're comparing her to the hottest version of someone, then it's just like, yeah, no.
And
Maybe
I
let
also, man, listen. Obviously, this is a reality TV household. There have been enough clips on Instagram that have proven that I do get pulled into things thanks to my wife. But I'll say this. This actually was one of my favorite shows that was ever created because I watched all of season one and a good part of season two of this
right.
show. And the whole creativity and creation and cinematic feel of that show was amazing.
It
I
is.
tell my wife this all the time. I would have easily been on season two in Chicago had I not met you. That's the path I was going, Chris. Let's just be real about it. I was at the point where I was like, you know what? I might just start trying to get on these reality shows. I'm a I'm a recruiting coordinator for NCSA, but I mean that's where I was working at the time.
Right, right, right.
Maybe I'd have been a specialist by that time, and I'm just looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love, man. So when you're on a show like that, And the concept is we are really connecting without the physical even being there.
Right.
And then you throw out, well, hey, I look like this. And then I come around the corner and yeah, you resemble her, but you not.
Okay. Hmm.
Like if I want to watch Catfish, I watch Catfish. Like, don't,
Thank you.
that's a whole different concept of a show.
See, here's how you say that though, if you're hurt. Because if you want to say that, it's almost like you're gaslighting yourself for a backwards compliment. And it's a roundabout way to discredit yourself, but at the same time big up yourself. So it's like, well, what do you look like? Well, people told me that I look like Megan Fox. I don't see it, but I appreciate the compliment. So that way, as the guy, once I see you, the first thing in my mind is, okay, she does kind of look like Megan Fox. But like when you stand on, like what the kids say, when you stand on business and say, I look like Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Then it's like, as soon as I come around this corner, I walk out the pod, the door's open, and I'm looking like
Yeah.
I'm coming out. So,
You just can't do it, bro. Like, and to me, period. This is the disclaimer for this show. Season 7, I'm gonna help y'all out. If they mention what they look like on the show, take their scenes out, they done.
yeah.
Do the experiment. Because you know what? That's the experiment we need in this world. We need to get back to like, you know what? I actually like you. Like, I like the person I'm talking to.
Right.
You know what? That's the shit. See, here comes married dad guy. I'm lucky my wife is pretty as fuck, but we actually like talking to each other and hanging out. And then when things get a little bit hard, like it's easy to discuss those things because we have those connections too. So Love is Blind, get back to what you did in season 1 because that's why you had so many connections. Stop telling these motherfuckers. 1 minute a guy's saying he looks like Christian McCaffrey. Bitch, you can't run a 4.4. That's all I'm saying. It ain't just him. The dude said he looked like Christian McCaffrey. Come on
I
now.
know. I
That's
know.
a good look. That's a good looking white boy right
That's
there.
a good looking family. Okay,
Yeah.
let's don't just give him credit because
Yeah.
like the little brothers, the dad, like the mom, like it's a good look. That's a
Yeah. Isn't there another one coming through the draft right now, too?
yeah. He was
Youngest or
playing
something?
quarterback, but he plays receiver now from Rice or whatever because he
Yeah,
got
like he's coming through. Like, dude, that's a good looking dude, man. Like, don't do that. Like,
no.
just stop it. This is not just attacking a woman, America. We are equal opportunity. Get the
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
that's
Okay,
the
like
biggest haters, folks. Like we don't mind hating on men, women.
FOH is available to anybody and anything.
Real,
Say some dumb
that's
shit.
a fact. Dude, we equal opportunity when it comes to it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, we will FOH shit
leave
out.
us great.
So that's just real, man. And
With
and then you know, let's just go ahead and do it because I mean it's the hallmark of our show.
man, with our last 20 minutes, because I'm trying to stay within this hour, make sure we still got time for give me a minute.
And then we can pivot anywhere else we want from this, man. But
We will. That's almost a
how
given.
good is it to feel to be associated with somebody that's so right about Justin Fields and the problems he has been causing the past 2 years in this league?
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let you guys know that even though you don't see us on the show that often, I send Walt memes daily about the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields. Like anytime I get a chance, anytime, like, oh, it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm just getting up the bar. Oh, they're cracking on Justin Fields right now. Send immediately. Give a damn. Sleep, woke. I hope it wakes you up so you can see the hate already. Because Justin Fields, I don't want to say you've done this to yourself, but you kind of did this to yourself. Walt was right. And I'll leave it at that, and then I'll give the floor to Walt. Walt was right. Floor is yours, sir.
I'm just to the point, America. I mean, if you paid us, if we could get our subscribers up, we could give this to you every day. There's so many things on this show in the past 4 years. Wait, hold on. Wait, is that right? Started in
Yeah.
2020, so 21,
This will
22.
be year 4.
4 years that we have called on the button and have also mixed in some funny shit too.
John Cena.
Never forget regular Rhonda. It has derailed Russell Wilson's career since regular Rhonda happened. Look how many teams Russ has been on 2 teams since regular Rhonda. Russ must have caught that strand of COVID that just affects your whole game. I'm just saying, man. I'm to the point where I'm exhausted. Not only does Chris send me stuff to like literally get a reaction out of me,
Oh God!
but I'm also in like text chats with like college teammates, and then I'm in Black Twitter, and which is basically all your social media friends. My own father that really, really believes that this guy is the answer. And I have some of the smartest football people I know that are defending him. And I'm going to give Ryan Bonner credit for this. Because he's like a converted Raiders fan because he lives in Las Vegas now. He's a Bears fan all his life and then moved to Vegas, got some season tickets, and now he's a Raiders fan. But he made this point. If the offensive coordinator you had for the last 2 years goes to a place and is hired, and they actually need a starting quarterback, and we haven't heard any rumblings. How good are you?
The only thing we have heard or seen was the little Instagram reel or Facebook, whatever, where him on the phone with his agent jumping up and down, and then like nothing came out of that. Nothing at all.
Well, once he basically said he's a LeBron James guy and you're playing in Chicago, that should really, really let you know what you're dealing with at the quarterback position. And I tried to tell people. Like, that ain't. So that's how he processes. He's in the city of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
They are chanting his name
Mm-hmm.
for throwing for 140 yards, a touchdown, an interception, and running for 55 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Fields. 40,000 a year. Hundreds of thousands. Basically, every black person minus myself and maybe a 2%.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be the coaching. It's the good. That's your guy in your city that's telling you he's taking LeBron James over Michael Jordan and he's running your football team. I don't know what more needs to be said. I still like him. I'd have a drink with Justin Fields and ask him how he processes things
Let me throw some names
and help him. But
let me throw some names at you.
Hashtag not my quarterback.
Wow. Did you?
Hasn't been. I think I said that back in 2020 when I went berserk.
I don't think you put the hashtag not my quarterback though.
But I'm at the point now. I can't deal with it.
But that's goddamn it, that's low.
I'm almost to the point where I might actually like put it on my status just to entertain it. Just because. You know what? So, I'm just done with smart people being wrong about this.
Not my quarterback.
He's not, and he hasn't been. I'm sick. Like I'm so exhausted. I'm so exhausted. And then you get to the point where you just don't want to convert people, Chris. It's like, I don't need to convert you. Believe what you want to believe. You know what it is? Let me pivot. It's exactly what we all getting ready to go through the rest of this year. We are basically doing 2020 all over again. Let me tell you, this is not a political show, but I'm going to say this right now. I had never been more excited in my life to watch debates, to watch these two go at it. This shit is about to be wild, bro.
Oh, it's about to be pure comedy, first and foremost. Like I said, we don't discuss politics on this show, but to watch two old white men stuck in their ways argue with each other about shit they ain't got no business talking about, it's pure comedy.
And I got nothing but love. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I need to put disclaimers out. Like, now we're gonna keep this short because
Yeah, because we don't die.
there's just some things happening down the line. I'm gonna get a chance to possibly shake a hand. But I'm just saying, I'm just looking forward to the debates and watching the foolishness. That's all I gotta say.
So
And
let
we'll
me throw
move
some names.
off that because I just realized we can't get too much into that. I just
No.
realized that that's not a good look. Now,
Let me throw
speaking
these names at you real quick. Let me throw these names at you real quick. Sam Darnold
trash.
got picked up.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, he's now with the Vikings. Like, so he's potentially the Vikings starting
He's
quarterback.
fighting for starting spot.
Kirk the Finesser Cousins.
Well, he actually's won a playoff game or two.
He's 1-4. Come on, he's one in Kirk Cousins is 1-4, and he's 70-78 in the regular season. Now,
how many? But he's been to the playoffs.
yeah, into the playoffs,
How many times?
enough to win one game.
Keep going.
So Marcus Mariota
Hey,
just got signed. All right, Drew Lock is has a home. Oh my God, they just picked him up in not Tyrod Taylor, but oh my God, who's the other black quarterback? It might be Tyrod. But there's been several trash quarterbacks. Joe Flacco just signed
well, Joe
again.
Flacco played in a playoff game recently.
Jameis Winston still has a home. Jacoby Brissett still has a home. Gardner Minshew just signed a contract. Let's see. Baker Mayfield just re-up for like 50 million.
Guaranteed.
Guarantee. And but back to Kirk the Finesser Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, my man. Kirk O'Chains, baby.
Kirk Cochain, 70-78. If we redo, let's just go back. Let's just go back. And I'm gonna pivot off of Justin and come back to him. But if we go back to that draft where the Washington at that time Redskins, which did you know they're fighting to become the Redskins again?
Yeah, I actually heard that
Yeah.
the it's like the reverse racism that Christian McCaffrey and this DB from Iowa was getting ready to go through when he gets drafted in the first round.
Oh, I wish that kid.
Now the fact you're not calling it the Redskin, now we're pissed.
Right.
It's like Opposites Day on the A team with Rampage Jackson. But yes, I have heard such things. And you know, as long as it's cool with my native folks, go back to the Redskins. Exactly. Nobody likes the Commander name anyway. They should have just stayed the Washington football team. I thought that was dope.
I loved it. I love the Washington football team. But with all that being said,
hey Chris, they should have scrambled. It shouldn't be WFT. It should be WTF. They should have been Washington team football. So we could be like, what the fuck?
You're an ass. You're an immature asshole.
I am.
But if we go back and redo that draft, because that's the draft that had Andrew Luck, RG3,
yep,
and Kirk Cousins. Is it fair to say that Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback out of that draft?
I think with Andrew Luck, it's always the
what if.
Yeah, like he kind of has the Bo Jackson mythology without being the athlete Bo was. Like if Bo's hip doesn't go out, how many more years would Bo have been playing baseball and still running for 900 yards and 10 touchdowns in 12 games? Bo Jackson, Jackson would have been the first part-time Hall of Fame football player in the history of football. Like this dude averaged 8 yards a carry and he showed up because he was probably going to play at least 4 more years.
I get that that's the question, but the answer to that question is Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback out of that draft.
Is he? Who else was in that draft? Is that it? Are there other quarterbacks? Did you look at the whole draft?
I didn't look at the whole draft because those are the big three, and I don't check it out. But
Yeah, you go ahead and spin while I go look at the.
Yeah. So honestly, I can't remember any other big names, which means there's probably at least there has to be at least one or two.
Mm-hmm.
But the finesser may have came out. He played the long game and bet on himself in Washington. RG3 became another what if, and Kirk Cousins got the job, bet on himself, played out his contract. Then they had to pay him, flip that. Then Kirk went to where Kirk go next
Well,
after
he went
Washington.
from Washington to Minnesota, where he's been, and
So yeah, he's been in Minnesota, played out his contract, bet on himself. He got hurt. It is what it is. He got hurt, played out his contract, bet on himself. Now he's in Atlanta, arguably the blackest city in America, and he just
well,
got
yeah,
the
I can already throw a monkey wrench in it. Russ was in that draft.
danger. Well, Dangerous does have a Super Bowl, but now
Nick Foles was in that draft. Um, Nick Foles, Super Bowl winner. Your boy Ryan Tannehill was in that draft.
sucked ass for the Dolphins. We don't talk about him.
Then there's Kirk Cousins right there.
Yeah.
That dude, that was a hell of a draft, man. There's some guys. There were some guys in the draft. I was looking
So
at
now
all
you're
of them.
arguing is Kirk second then because Nick does have a Super Bowl, but Nick kind of hasn't
Yeah,
had much.
Nick's not on Kirk's level.
No. So now the comparison is Dangerous, which people are starting to remember more of what Dangerous is now compared to what Dangerous was pre COVID, pre Sierra, Ciara, however you want to say it, before Future. Like people are remembering this Russ more so than anything else, which is now making me question: was it really Russ, or was that defense just so damn good that like he looked even better than what he was? So
You still got to put the numbers up, man, at the end of the day.
you do.
But we'll get to see. I mean, he's going to Pittsburgh, CT, so we'll know. We'll know real quick. But yeah,
Pittsburgh Steelers.
that was fun kind of looking at that draft, man. That's wild, bro. Like I was like, oh shit, Russ was in that draft. You almost got out of that. If I didn't see Russ's name, I'd have been like, well,
But still, like it's going. Yes, Russ has the Super Bowl, but
but
like I
I
said,
still think Andrew Luck's his years, and if anything, he gets credit for protecting his. He made enough money with his
yeah,
wife and said, "I'm good. Y'all not doing anything to make
which
this whole line
I
better,
do
and my
respect
playing style is not going to change because he took a lot of hits."
a lot of hits. And I do respect the young, and I got this is where I do give the young athletes credit, especially in comparison to us. The young athletes are, I'm not dying on this field.
Yeah,
As soon as I feel a itch, a tweak, or whatever that's not right, I'm not playing.
yeah.
And I respect it. Now, where the kind of how we were raised is, all right, listen, if you can tape it up and ice it, you take that magic shot, you go back out there and play. Which isn't wrong. It isn't right. It's just how we were raised. And even with that being said, it has caused problems with us getting older with CTE and all these other conditions that a lot of players are going through right now. I respect these young cats, Andrew Luck, and a lot of these guys where it's just like, yeah, I'm good. I was smart enough with my money. I didn't buy Evander Holyfield's house and I didn't spend my money like Hammer. I'm not feeding the whole hood. I'm out. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go sit on my money. I made some good investments. My money's gonna work for me now. So I respect them. All right, so I think we did a pretty damn good job. We got exactly 10 minutes left, which one of us, I'm not gonna say your name, one of us tends to run long, gonna give me a minute. So I think we got the perfect amount of time for
Do
give me
I
a minute.
really run that long on our
I mean,
award, on our Peabody
when you
Award?
got something on the EGOT winning part of this show, which is the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and the Tony. When you got something to say, oh, I'm gonna let you ride. I'll cut mine to a third. I'm gonna let you go.
I mean, I don't really know what mine's going to be, man. We kind of covered a lot of things I wanted to say.
You
Uh,
know what? This hit me in my spirit today while I was in Denver. It hit my spirit, and it's completely off the wall, but America, as Walt takes this sip of his ginger beer for me.
A little bit left.
Thank you, sir. America, give me a minute. Um, I learned today that now, mind you, I don't know my way around Denver that much. I typically go from the airport to the office, office to wherever we're speaking at, speaking, wherever we're eating dinner at, and then back to the hotel. I don't drift out that much. Mind you, I got two frat brothers here, so I still don't drift off that much. They can come see me. Um, you know what type of neighborhood that you're in by what Walmart has locked in cases. Here's why I say that. So I ventured off today. Like we got done. I need to go grab a couple things or whatever. I ain't want to go to Target and spend $50 on 3 items. It's like I'm gonna find me a Walmart. It's Walmart like 9 miles away. I'm not gonna say where it's at, not to discredit any of the real Americans. I went there and let's see. All the men's clothing, like this regular hoodies and all that, had like the little tags on it, the anti-theft tags, the ink tags. I went to the men's hair care section, clearly not for that. Like I was getting a razor. Well, I guess it was for that. I was getting a razor. All the razors are locked up. All the beard brushes are locked up. All the shaving creams, beard oils, and all that locked up, which means you got to get assistance, and there's a camera pointed right down at it. What else was locked up? The lawn care section. You have to have had an attendant walk you into said section to let you in, and then which you have to buy said item in there, walk around with your receipt with the item you just bought. So you know what type of Walmart, you know what type of neighborhood you're in by the Walmart that they have locked up. Now, I'm bougie enough. I got that much money in my account. I don't know if you see it, but I got that much money in my account now. I should have took my black ass to Target. I would have been safer. I would spend a little bit more, but I wouldn't have felt like a goddamn criminal walking down the men's hair care section just trying to find a damn beard brush and a razor. America, I know that was random, but that's been my minute.
So you tell me you was in Walmart feeling like
Bro,
Rockwell. Why do I feel like somebody's watching me?
I've never seen this many cameras and this many security tags in my life. I know I was
Oh
in a
man, come on, man. You was working in Foot Locker and they was tagging
listen,
Foot Locker brand sweatshirts,
listen.
security tags at Rimrock.
That's different. Like that's a small section, contact and all that. This is Walmart. Like it's come on, man.
Well, I like it, man. Considering how many Walmarts I'm in daily, um, I can definitely confirm that you absolutely understand where you are based on that. Well, America, I think the good news is that I ran out of whiskey and ginger beer, so I will sip this water. And please ask to indulge and give me a minute. I'm just going to make this plea right now because I don't know if we'll get another show between now and then. And we could, because I might need to already, have an apology ready. But I'm going to go ahead and grab something off camera and bring it back to camera because this is exactly where we're at in life. Give me one moment here.
Are you grabbing a kid or hey, we got props now? And we got props for give me a minute.
Well, Chris, we've always had props.
Very true. That's very true. It's the GOAT. That's the GOAT jersey too. Like I might take that jersey over the Bulls jersey.
Let it be known North Carolina will win the national championship.
All right. I don't mean God, I hate interrupting you. You give me a minute. But I had this in my mind that I don't think a blue blood is going to win the national championship this year.
Well, North Carolina will win the national championship. And I'm going to tell you why, America. I'm not even going to do the basketball stuff about it and how they are configured the way their old championship teams are configured.
They're a
I'm
damn
just
good
going
team.
to tell you exactly where I'm at based on the history of this show. Everybody else has been getting too much shit since we started this show. Chris Turner got multiple national titles. Mike Bazemore got a Big Ten championship. I deserve this. I deserve this. And I'm going to get it because they are the best team in the country.
They're pretty damn good.
And they will win the national championship. So I want to be real ready. And I ain't talking REAL ready. I'm talking REEL ready. Because this is a money reel right here. North Carolina will win the national championship in 2024. And on another note, if the Bears are smart enough to do what the 49ers did and to say, you know what? We made a mistake and just get off it. The Bears will be the 7th seed in the playoffs next year. That's where I'm at. If Justin Fields is not the quarterback of the Chicago Bears, the Bears will make the playoffs. March 13th, 2024. Write it down. Because we got a defense.
You do.
And we got some pieces on offense. We just need a quarterback that's going to give us a chance to win every week. What I wouldn't give to have Kirk O'Chains hanging out in Chicago. But let that be known, and we'll keep it short and sweet. Carolina wins the title. And if Justin Fields is not the starting quarterback for the Bears next season, the Bears make the playoffs. It's been my minute.
So, America, with that being said, please bark down the comments that are James Madison Walton III's alone, and he stands on them by himself. Especially with the Carolina and the Bears thing. The Carolina thing is not out the blue, no pun intended. But the Carolina thing is not too far fetched. The Bears thing is what it is. But with all that being said, big shout out, special shout out to the. I'm not gonna name all the businesses, but I'm gonna say the family. Shout out to the Willises. They are highly and fully supportive of everything that we do. Whether it's the show, whether it's giving us stuff that we won't even ask for, like the support and the love, and they sponsor my flag football team and all this stuff. So big shout out to the entire Willis family, Corey, Chris, Hayden. Hayden has a fight here coming soon, so make sure you go take that out. It's going to be at the Metro. So go check out the
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's got a couple fights, and the kid's got hands too. Like he's nice with his hands. But Hayden, who we've seen he wasn't a baby, but like he was a toddler pretty much. But now he's a grown man who's a professional fighter and everything. Shout out to Nancy, Mama Bear, who runs everything for everybody. So shout out to the whole Willis family. Shout out to Rebel Coffee. Shout out to Chic Workwear. Oh, I still put that shit on. Chic Workwear. Big shouts out to everybody involved. Kirkland Vodka, we coming for you still. I'm going to take it back old school. Kirkland Vodka, we still coming for you.
Shout out Kirkland Vodka.
We ain't forgot about you, all right? Screwball. I had a shot. I can't say when because I'm on a work trip, but I had some recently.
Still good, ain't it?
Oh, it's so good with this ice cold. It's so good.
It's still the shit, bro.
It's so good.
Shout out Root Out Whiskey. We ain't forgot about you either, man. All those likes.
About you, man. We coming like we gonna make a full.
We gonna make a play for Root Out Whiskey. We gonna give Root Out the opportunity that it deserves and show them some love too as they continue to push towards the West.
So big shouts out to everybody who supports us, the real Americans, all the alcohols that we love and all the things that we indulge in, the Willis family, and everybody who supports us. But with all that being said, the same question I'm gonna ask you now is the same question I ask Walt every time, but before he start mentioning the Bears and Carolina winning shit, which is
What's good, America?
what's good, America?